ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेश चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So I welcome all of you to our weekly online class, especially devotees connected to Govardhan Eco Village. So today we'll discuss from the Ramayan Katha series. Till now we have already discussed the first two kandas, Balya Kand and Ayodhya Kand. So today we are going to enter into Aranya Kand. So this is one of the very interesting episode in Ramayan, where Lord Ram goes from Chitrakoot to further to the southern part of India, and that is the time Surpanaka attacks, and Surpanaka's nose was cut by Lakshmana, and eventually Ravana comes and kidnaps Mother Sita. So this is the part of the Ramayana where all these leelas took place. So let's begin today's discussion on Aranya Kand. So those who have not watched the previous two kandas, they can watch the Bal Kand and Ayodhya Kand. So directly we are beginning from the Aranya Kand. So here in the Aranya Kand, it is mentioned that Lord Ram, Lakshmana, Mother Sita, they stayed for almost 13 years in Chitrakoot. And after staying for 13 years, the last year of the exile, that is the time Lord Ram decides to go towards the southern part of India. And they move down and they come to the southern part of India. And while coming, they crosses the Dandakaranya forest. And this is the time where Dandakaranya rishis, they requested Lord Ram to accept them as devotees, as Madhuryaras, but Lord Ram denies, and Lord Ram tells that in the avatar, in the Dwapar, he will come as a Krishna and he will accept all the Dandakaranya rishis. So these Dandakaranya rishis, they become the gopis in Vrindavan, and Krishna could fulfill everyone's desire. And Krishna dances with all the gopis and their desire got fulfilled. And they are known as Rishi-chari gopis. So further down, when Lord Ram comes from Dandakaranya, he enters into the Panchavati. Panchavati is the area in the Maharashtra, also known as Nasik, near the Godavari river. So there Lord Ram comes and Lakshman prepares a nice, beautiful kutir, Parana kutir, they say, with the leaves. He prepare a hut, and Lord Ram and Sita can take nice rest there. And they were, and one day, the sister of Ravana, her name is Surpanaka. She comes to that area. And Surpanaka sees that this Ram and Lakshman, they are so handsome and beautiful. And Surpanaka got attracted towards the beauty of Lord Ram. And Surpanaka is like a demoness, witch, very ugly looking. But Surpanaka herself was such a beautiful lady, and she approaches to Lord Ram. And she proposes Lord Ram that actually I want to get married you. But some Acharya, they say that by seeing the beauty of Lord Ram, actually Surpanaka forgot to change her appearance. and she approaches in that same attire of a demoness. Just imagine. It is mentioned that she was looking so horrible. The eyes are like copper red eyes. The hairs are very straight like a copper wire, and the belly was like a tire, a truck tire. That was the attire of Surpanaka. And in that attire, Surpanaka, because the beauty of Lord is so attractive, she forgot to change her form. And she immediately approaches to Lord Ramachandra and she proposes Ramachandra that I want to get married you. Please accept my proposal. Lord Ramachandra says that I am just in the forest. I am like a Vanvasi. What happiness I can give to you? So if you really want to become happy, then just see, I have already one wife with me, and I can't marry another wife. I'm Maryada Purushottam Ekapatni Vrata. So better Lakshmana is alone. He doesn't have any wife. You go to Lakshmana, he will accept you, and you can have a nice time. Surpanaka thinks, it's a good proposal. Surpanaka goes to Lakshmana and proposes, I want to marry you. I am a servant of my Lord Ram. If you'll marry me, then you become also servant. So what happens if you get servant? Better you go to Lord Ram, you will become queen, he will serve you. And Surpanaka says, yeah, look at that proposal. Again, Surpanaka comes to Lord Ram. Again, Lord Ram sends to Lakshmana, Lakshmana to Ram, like that, like an volleyball ball. Surpanaka was going to Ram to Lakshmana, Lakshmana to Ram. And eventually, Surpanaka sees Mother Sita, the hut. And then Surpanaka thinks that, oh, this is the root cause of everything. Because she is looking so beautiful, this Ram is not accepting my proposal. So they say na in Hindi, na baas na the basuri bajega. Like the bamboo is not then what the fruit will be prepared from. So she thinks that let me kill this Sita only. If I'll kill Sita, then Ram will automatically will accept me. Looks very nice proposal, right? So Surpanaka suddenly she attacks towards her Sita. She was unclean mother Sita, and it was sudden jerk, and Lakshmana immediately with his sword cuts the nose of Surpanaka. He cuts the nose of Surpanaka and throws the nose apart from that side of the river Godavari. And that is how the place is known as Nasik. Because the nose of Surpanaka fall across that river, so that patch of land become named as a Nasik. And then Surpanaka become very terrified. Just imagine cutting a nose is getting separated, how pain it will be. And Surpanaka immediately goes and tells to his brother Khar and Dushan. Khar Dushan, they were two demons. They were with 14,000 of army. And Surpanaka tells that just see this brother, they cut my nose. It's a such disgrace to the dynasty of the demons. What you do? Just go and fight with them. And immediately Khar and Bhushan both comes and they attack Ram and Lakshmana. And Lakshmana become very angry. Lakshmana tells to Ram that you go inside the hut, I will take care of these two demons. Then Ram tells, don't worry, I will take care, you go inside. Lakshmana, no, bhai, I will take care, you go inside. And both are fighting with each other. Who will kill Khar and Bhushan? And at last, Ram tells that with a great voice, Lakshman, you go inside, I will take care. It's our family matter. You cannot understand. And then Lakshman goes inside. And then Ram, it is mentioned that Ram fight with Khara and Bhushan so valiantly. He was releasing the arrows, and the arrows were like, it was like, it was going like an, in the Diwali, they lead that kind of a uh, firecracker and it rotates like an fire, right? So it was moving like an fire. And Ram, when he was shooting his arrows, and Ram was moving 360-degree in a circle, and he was shooting the arrow, and the arrows were coming out like an, it's like a circle of fire. It was releasing like anything. And so many demons, they were dying at an, and everyone was fearful. They were running hither and thither. And within few seconds, Ram killed all 14,000 demons of Khardushan. And at last, Ram killed Khar and Dushan also. And all these things, while Ram was killing everything, Mother Sita was looking from the window. And she was surprised to see for the first time in his life how his master, how his husband is killing all the demons effortlessly. And after Ram killed all the demons, Mother Sita comes to Lord Ram and tells that, wow, what a fight you did. You killed everyone. My God. And then Mother Sita tells that, good that you didn't show this kind of a chivalrous activity before my marriage. Otherwise, my father would have given all his daughter to you only. Like that, Mother Sita had a funny moment with Lord Ram. And then Ram calls Lakshman. And Ram tells to Lakshman, Lakshman, you know why I told you go inside? Because one day in the forest, Mother Sita passed a comment to me. Mother Sita told me that always you are carrying this bow and arrow in your hand. Have you ever used this bow and arrow in your life? Or just for the showpiece you are carrying in your hand? So, Lakshmana, I was waiting for an opportunity to show my valor, show my Kshatriya spirit to Mother Sita, and this was the right opportunity. That's how I told you to go inside. And Lakshmana could understand the emotion of Ram. And meanwhile, while Ram killed all the 14,000 soldiers of Kharadushan, Surpanaka goes to Ravana and informed all what all happened here in Aranya Kand. That see, just imagine the role of Surpanaka, just like the Manthara disturbed the whole Ayodhya. Here, Surpanaka disturbed the whole Lanka. But Ravan was very peacefully enjoying in the Lanka. Ravana was not an ordinary person. Ravana, he got so many boon from Lord Brahma, then he charged towards Lord Shiva, and eventually got blessings of Lord Shiva also. In this way, Ravana, in practically, he was the most powerful personalities, and he defeated all the devatas and 33 crore devatas, they were working like a servant in the house of Ravana. They were cutting vegetables in the Ravana's kitchen. Agni, Vayu, Surya, can you imagine? That was the power of Lord Ravana. So Ravana was happily enjoying in the city of Lanka and he was enjoying like anything. But here, Surpanaka comes and Surpanaka gives a message to Ravana. Just see the duplicitous nature of Surpanaka. Surpanaka wanted Ram to be her husband, right? But Ram denied because Ram had a wife, Sita. Now, how Surpanaka takes revenge to that? Because Sita was the obstacle, and because of Sita, her nose was cut. So now Surpanaka is playing his match, gambling match with Ravana. Just imagine, just like Manthara for her safety, because Kaikeyi was the beautiful queen of Dasrath Maharaj, and Manthara knew that if Ram will become the king, Kaushalya will become the Rajmata, then Manthara's all facility will go. Just to have their facility, power, position, Manthara played all these games. So that Bharat could become the prince and Kaikeyi will become the Rajmata and Manthara will have all the facility. Similarly, here, Surpanaka, just to have Ram as her partner, she wanted to take Sita away from Ram. And keeping this in the mind, she knew very well that Ravana, my brother, is very lusty and he is very, because she is sister, right? Your blood relative, your relative, they know very nicely about you that what is your weak point. They can directly hit that. So Sita could understand the point of Ravana and Sita to entice Ravana and tried to ignite that lusty desire in the heart of Ravana. Telling you what you're doing here in Lanka. Just imagine the beauty of that Sita, so beautiful lady, and she is roaming with two human beings in the forest. They were not at all doing that. and you are foolish fellow, you are sitting here in Lanka. So you deserve that beautiful lady with you here in the Lanka. Go and bring that lady. So started narrating the beauty of the beauty. She's like the most beautiful lady in the whole creation, like that. And Ravana already is a lusty fellow. Now she's igniting the that lust, and immediately Ravana was attacked with the lust, and Ravana was ready to bring that Sita. And she was on top of that. She was telling, actually, you know, Ravana, why my nose was cut? Because Ravana was also very he was very bad that somebody has cut the nose of his own sister. So Surpanaka told, I went to there to bring that Sita for you, but those two personalities they attacked. Just imagine Ravana. I was your sister and I liked you so much. I wanted to bring Sita just for your pleasure. But while bringing Sita, Ram and Lakshman, they cut my nose. She wanted to enjoy with Ram and she was about to devour Sita. But here he's telling something different to Ravana that I wanted to bring Sita for your enjoyment. And this is called duplicitous. As always, my dear friends, you should be very careful with whom you are meeting. Sometimes you think that this is my best friend, he is my relative, is taking care of me. This guy is being your blood relative, being your close friend, they may attack you like anything because they know your weak point and they directly touch that weak point. Because of that, you will fall victim of their crooked. Same thing happened with the Ravana, and Ravana immediately attacked with a lusty desire. He prepared himself to go there and bring Sita. And immediately Mandodari comes and tells that Prabhu, my dear husband, my dear master, why you are going? What is you are having everything in the Lanka. Just see myself. I am the most beautiful heavenly Apsara. I am there at your feet to serve you. There are so many queens are there to serve you. Why you are putting your bad eye on Mother Sita? She is a wife of a, she's a chaste lady. Don't put your bad eye. You will ruin yourself. And Mandodari tried to convince Ravana, but it was very late. If a person was attacked by lust desire, he won't listen to anybody. And then Ravana prepares himself to go and capture Sita. Meanwhile, when Ravana comes, he thinks of a plan because everybody told about the power of Lord Ram. So Ravana was a little fearful about Lord Ram. Something happened there. So he thought, I won't fight with Ram, but I'll do some kind of a cheating and I'll just kidnap Sita in the absence of Lord Ram. So he calls Marichi. Marichi was a demon who was attacked by Lord Ram when Vishwamitra took Lord Ram. So he tells Marichi, you become a golden deer and you go to Lord Ram. The moment Marichi hears that Ram, he becomes so fearful. Like, oh, I don't want to go there. What happened? Like, Ra, when I hear the word Ra only, I become so fearful. Like, why? What happened, Ravana? That this Ram was so powerful that he shot an arrow, and with that arrow, I fall in the southern ocean and I was unconscious for thousands of years. So that was the power of Ram. With a single hand, he broke Sivatanus. He challenged Parsuram. What you are thinking? He God himself. So Marichi tells, oh, but Ravana, with lusty desire, was not in a mood to listen. Ravana tells, see, Marichi, you have two options only. First option, you go and become a golden deer, and Ram will kill, and I'll kidnap Sita. Second option, if you'll not go, then I will kill you. So only two options you have. Either you want to get killed by me or by Ram. You select. So then Marichi deliberately thinks that better to be get killed by this demon Ravana is better to get killed by Ram. And that's how Marichi becomes a golden deer and goes in front of the heart of Mother Sita. And the moment Sita sees Marichi, Sita demands from Ram that I want this golden deer. I want this golden deer. So the acharyas, they are giving a very nice lesson from this episode, that when a jiva, living entity, demands something, uh, something else than shelter, that is the time God allows the jiva to go. Just like Sita demands the golden deer, Ram allowed, okay. And Ravana represent the mind. Ravana has 10 heads, right? 10 heads, they're like the 10 senses. Entity wants to enjoy something apart from the shelter of God, that is the time the mind entraps the living entity, and mind takes the living entity to the material world. Lanka represent that material world. And when the living entity was entrapped in this material world, and Sita was crying, and she was crying, and she was remembering about Lord Ram, and was thinking, why I remember, why I chose golden deer. And that is the time the Lord sends Hanuman. Hanuman represent the spiritual master, the spiritual personalities. They come to the living entity, they tell about God, and they again see whether that living entity wants to again join God or not. And when they see that living entity wants to join God, Hanuman brings back that message to Lord Ram. And then Lord Ram, with his Vanara Sena, attacks and brings that living entity again to his shelter. So that is what we can, Sita Mata is teaching to all the living entity, that never ever desire anything than God. We should always surrender to the desire of God. And Ravana into the plan. Lord Ram shot an arrow to Marichi. Marichi started shouting, Sita. And Sita tells Lakshman that go see your brother is shouting. Lakshman tells that I know my brother very well. Nothing happened to my brother. He's well. She wants to know that what is your plan? Why? So that Ram will die and he will want to enjoy me. And Lakshman was left with Sita is doubting. One is going towards Lord Ram. And when he is reaching towards Lord Ram, Ram tells that, why you come? I've given you a service to take up Sita, and I've given you a service and you can't handle service. Here, Lord Ram is doubting his efficiency, his skill set. There, Mother Sita doubted his character. Here, Ram is doubting his skill set. From both the sides, the masters are doubting. Still, Lakshman was silent, and he was submissive, and he was surrendered, and he was continuing his seva bhav. Lakshman is teaching that when you are surrendered to your master, when you are doing some seva bhav, at every moment your character, your skill set will be questioned. But when it is questioned, how you are responding to that, that actually defines your attitude in devotional service. You can learn from Lakshman. And then when Ram and Lakshmana were returning towards the hut, meanwhile, Ravana was taking Mother Sita in the Puspak Viman, and on the sky, in the middle of the sky, Jatayu comes to know that Sita is kidnapped by Ravana, and immediately Jatayu comes and attacks Ravana. And Jatayu was very old. So Mother Sita could understand that Jatayu cannot fight with Ravana. He will be die because he was very old. Mother Sita tells that, oh Jatayu, just please go and inform to Lord Ram that Ravana is taking me to the southern direction. No need to fight because you cannot fight. You are very old. But Jatayu, leave Mother Sita. Jatayu tried his level to fight with Ravana. And he had given a good challenge, good fight to the Ravana. He was attacking Ravana with his claws, taking out his flesh, and he was time Ravana decided I have something. And Ravana mercilessly took out a huge sword and he cut two wings of Jatayu and he cut the legs of the Jatayu, and Jatayu was helplessly fell down on the ground. And then Ravana goes forward, taking the Sita towards the Lanka. Meanwhile, Ram and Lakshmana, they reached the hut, and Lord Ram was calling Mother Sita, but he was not finding Mother Sita, and saw that Sita was not there in the hut, and they were crying, and they were devastated that Mother Sita is not there, and they were searching Sita here and there in the jungle, Mother Sita, but she was not there. And at last, Ram was searching, and after some distance, Ram could find a huge bird was lying on a pool of blood. Initially, Ram thought that this could be the bird who has eaten Mother Sita, and now he's resting in the pool of the blood. Neither they both were alert and they were going towards that bird, but they heard the name coming out from the bird, Ram, 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 and then Ram sees that he was none other than our Jatayu. Jatayu tells that, my dear Lord, I tried my level best to protect Mother Sita, but I couldn't do that because of my old age. I, I couldn't fight with Ravana. Please excuse me. And Ram was crying, seeing the surrenderness, Saranagati of Jatayu. Just imagine, Jatayu has given everything in the seva of Lord Ram. His energy, his life, his mind, his body, everything Jatayu surrendered to Lord Ram. And now, at the last moment of his life, Jatayu is resting his head on the lap of Lord Ram and gazing at the lotus face of Lord Ram, yeah, chanting the names of Lord Ram. Jatayu leaves his body. And Ram was crying incessantly. Ram was thinking that, just see, Lakshman, he has given everything to me. So to Jatayu right now to Vaikuntha. Just imagine that was the fortune of Jatayu. Ram did all the final rites of Jatayu. Some say that Ram didn't have that opportunity to do the final rite of his father, Dasrath Maharaj's final rite. Ram couldn't do, but here Ram, with his own hand, is doing the final rite of Jatayu. That was the fortune of Jatayu. Can you imagine the God directly doing your final rite? What else is there to the life to get? That was Jatayu. So eventually, if you see in the life lesson of Jatayu, physically, materially, Jatayu got defeated in the hand of Ravana. So-called material perspective, Jatayu lose the battle. But in the Jatayu succeed the life. He got the success in the spiritual world. Why? Because spirituality is nothing about win or lose. Spirituality about your consciousness, about your attitude. Jatayu tried his level best to serve Lord Ram and Sita, and he did that. Higher success. So spirituality is nothing about um, success or failure. Spirituality is about your endeavor, your attitude. That's what God sees that we can see in the life of Jatayu. And then further, Lord Ram and Lakshman goes to the southern direction because Jatayu tells that Ravana was taking Sita in the southern direction. So they both goes to the one eye demon, one head, one eye, one mouth, two hands. Can you imagine how it would be looking like? So the demon captures Ram and Lakshman with his two hands, and he was bringing them together just to put in his mouth. And Ram Lakshman both with their sword, they cut the limb of this demon. Actually, this demon was a Gandharva, and he got some curse, and it was mentioned that when Ram Lakshman will come, they will deliver this demon. And by their mercy, the demon was delivered. And then further Kavanda tells that you go towards the southern direction, you will find Mother Sita. And they further goes to the southern direction. Another beautiful pastime happens here. You can see they met Mata Sabri. Mata Sabri was a disciple of Matanga Rishi. Mata was taking all it. Matanga Rishi told that you wait for a few years because Lord is about to come. So when Lord Ram will come, you can everything because this he will cross my arm to him. So right now I am taking all my back to God, but dear Sabri, when Ram the fruits, everything. Just imagine Godhead. Only Sabri. And Sabri that time, maybe around 15 years or 20 years, she was like a just young lady. And because she didn't get any exact date that 28th April 2024 Ram is going to come. Okay, let's chill that time. Chill out that time. Chill out, man. Relax. When Ram will come, then I'll put a reminder. No, see that anytime Ram may come, you just be prepared for that. And Sabri every day morning she used to wake up and she used to clean the whole ashram. She used to bring flower, decorate the whole road where the Ram will enter the ashram. She used to pluck all the fruit, ripened fruit, so that she can feed to Ram. In this way, she was preparing every day this thing. And Ram was not coming. One day passed, 2 day, 3 day, 1 month, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. So many years she was preparing. Now she's an old lady. Can you imagine the patience of Sabri? That's how the Dharana, the example comes of Sabri, Utsaha, Nishcha, Dhairya. That in devotional service, patience is very important. We can see in the life of Sabri, she was waiting month after, year after on the order of his spiritual master. That because spiritual master had told that Ram is going to come, so he will come. I will wait for that. Just like the gopis, they were waiting for Krishna's return to Vrindavan because Krishna has told that I will return. So gopis were waiting for Krishna's return. And after 100 years, Krishna returned again. Similarly, here Mata Savri, with so much of patience, she is waiting for Lord Ram's return. And every day she was preparing her ashram and just to receive Lord Ram. And one day she put all so ripened fruits and she was waiting that when my dear Lord Ram will come. And suddenly she sees that two personalities there enter into her ashram and they get their identity that they were Dasarath Nandan, Ram and Lakshman. The moment Savri hears that they were Ram and Lakshman, immediately Savri remembers the instruction of his spiritual master, Matanga Rishi, and she brings all the fruits and she started offering that to Ram and Lakshman. And that is the pastime happens because she was so in ecstasy. So she was testing whether it is really sweet or not because it's a forest fruits, berries. Sometimes it become very sour. Then she was offering to Ram. And Ram was eating. Ram was not telling that I am a god, Bhagavan, and you are offering me jhuta bear. How come Sabri? Ram was eating. Eh? Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. If you are offering something with bhakti, with devotion, God accepts that. God is not hungry for your money, for your fruit. And that's what we can say in this pastime. Just like when Duryodhana was offering Chappan Bhog to Krishna, Krishna didn't accept anything. And Krishna went to Vidurani's house and Krishna was eating that banana peels. And Vidura, in so much of ecstasy, she was giving the banana peels to Krishna and she was throwing the banana. And Krishna was eating the banana peels also. Krishna was not telling, "Hey, what you are doing? Give me the banana." Krishna was attracted to the love of his devotee. And that's what we can see here in this pastime. Ram was accepting that loving relation, loving reciprocation from Mata Savari. And at last, eh, Ram sends Mata Savari back to Godhead, to Ayodhya, to Vaikuntha. And that is the time Savari goes to back to Godhead. In this way, the Aranya, the Ramayan, where we how that Lord Ram, Lakshman, Sita, they came from Chitrakoot to Dandakaranya to Panch, where Surpanaka, uh, which is Lord Ram, and Surpanaka's nose got cut by Lakshmana, and Kharadushan, they attacked Ram and Lakshmana, but Ram killed Kharadushan immediately within few seconds. That's how to take the revenge. Was a Ravana sadhu, and in there the toward the southern direction. And this is how the Aranya Kand, the episode happened in the Govardhan tells that you go to the southern direction and there is a Rishyasingha Parvat and he will meet Sugriva and he will help you. And that is the next Kand that is called Kiskinda Kand. We will discuss in the next. Sugriva is going to help Lord Ram and Lakshman in finding Mother Sita. Hare Krishna. So, anybody have any questions or anything based on today's discussion? Hare Krishna. I have given access. You can unmute yourself. Anything, any comment on anything related to this Aranya Kand, if somebody had, you can ask questions, or if you want to share your comment, also you can share by unmuting yourself. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here in this, we all learned that initially Ravan had no idea about all of this, but then Surpanaka tried to mislead him. And even now in this world, we have so many apps out there like Instagram, Facebook, and even they try to mislead us. So like how to protect ourselves in that case.
When I was reading about the pastime of Surpanaka, this idea came. One devotee was telling that sometimes you go to internet and you want to search something. But while going to the internet, suppose you want to see some video in the YouTube and you go, but while going inside that, you see something else, something else pop ups from there, and you started watching some other series, and time goes in that. So similarly, you are entering into for doing some work, but you get misled by that networking of internet or what all thing you are telling. Just like Ravana was not at all bothering about Sita, he was happy in Lanka. But the Sulpanaka ignited that desire in the heart of Ravana. Because of that, Ravana captures Mother Sita. Yes, so it's very important to be remain focused in life, and especially when it is far more tough it become because you have to go against the current of the material world, against the current of the material world. They say, na, it's like if you are swimming with the current of the river, it's very easy. But if you want to go in the different direction, then you have to put lot of effort because you have to go against the current. Because practicing spirituality is like going against the current of material ocean. So that's how our rules and regulations we have to follow very strictly, like waking up in the early morning, Brahma Muhurta time, chanting our Hare Krishna mantra on the beats, and whatever round we are chanting, 4 round, 8 round, 12 round, 16 round, without fail we should chant our rounds and then reading Gita, Bhagavatam daily and taking association, like we are taking association of each other right now. So these things at any cost, it should not be compromised. It should not be compromised because this is the medicine for our practicing spirituality. If you compromise this, then it is gone. Because anyhow, the material current is very powerful. If you stop clapping your hand, then automatically the river current will take with it. Because that is by default that current is there. That is the material world. And we are practicing Krishna consciousness, we are going against it. So we have to put more effort. We have to put more effort. Our chanting, our Gita, our hearing, our association, we have to be very careful. We should never um, compromise it at any cost. Otherwise, it's very tough. Okay? Hare Krishna. Anybody have any other questions or any other comment?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I was just
Hare
wondering
Krishna.
about the communication at that point of time. Like we have many stories like Shabri Mata came to know by his guru, like Ram will be coming, and Vibhishan sitting in Lanka was chanting the name of Ram. I mean, the question is like how these. I mean, these are Mahapurush, obviously, but how these people came to know about Rama Avatar and how they started, you know, uh, chanting his name.
Yeah. See, Prabhu, all the avatars of the Lord are mentioned in the scripture. It's already there. Just like in the Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come. That was mentioned in the Bhagavatam in the 12th canto, uh, that in the Kali Yuga, Lord Gauranga is going to come. And then Kalki Avatar also going to come. Buddha Avatar is going to come. Everything is mentioned in the scripture. So one thing is that eventually, similarly, in the Treta Yuga, Lord Ramachandra will come. That is also mentioned in the Puranas, in the Vedas. So these are Mahapurushas, great soul. They, by studying the Puranas, by that knowledge, they already knew that this is the avatar. And that is how the scriptures plays a vital role. Scriptures are very important, and that gives the real information, not that somebody is God, that he is a God. Prabhupada sometimes used to tell that India is a factory of God. Wherever you go, there you'll find another God. But we have to accept what the scripture tells. And scripture was telling that Ram is the God. And based on the bona fide scripture, these Vibhishana, all this, they knew this avatar of Lord Ram, and they were chanting his name because those who are the devotee of the Lord, obviously, they will practice that process. But Ravana, although he was such an intelligent person, but because he was like a demon, he was always envying and always very envious for Lord Vishnu. So he was not at all accepting Lord Ram. Because sometimes when you are cruel, you are envy, then knowingly also you cannot accept that because your mind, your pride will not allow you to do that. That was the problem with Ravana.
Jai Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah. That explains everything. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Okay, anyone else anything to say about Aranya Kand? Vishal, Anuja, Sarabji. And how about all are enjoying morning chanting session? Some of the